welcome to this more energetic flow. I'm going to try and do some just 10-minute bite-sized practices for you, so you could add them up if you wanted to, or you could just do them on their own. Okay, so we'll get started just by kneeling if that feels comfortable, or you could be cross legs if that's better. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And we're just going to start to find the breath into the belly first and then up into the chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to start to draw everything in towards centre. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, fill up with breath, open the chest, shoulders back, and then exhale and hug in towards centre. You're going to breathe in, feel that wave of breath through your body, and exhale, drawing everything in. So we're going to breathe in to the hand on your belly, onto the chest, and then you exhale and draw in towards centre. Okay, so quite a kind of dramatic exhale. As you exhale, you're drawing everything into centre. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more. Good. And then we're going to tuck the toes under. And you're going to start to lift your hips up as you breathe in now, elbows out to the sides. And you're going to exhale, lower the hips and draw into centre. You're going to breathe in, open everything up. Breathe out, come in. Balancing your breath. Balancing the energy that you are taking in and that you are releasing. Two more. Last one. And come onto hands and knees. You're going to come right onto your hands and knees there. And just start to again find your breath in, lifting your heart up, your tailbone up. And as you exhale, everything in towards centre. You're going to breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. Okay, I'm going to come back to neutral. I'm going to tuck your toes under and then just hover your knees off the floor. You're going to feel that your toes are plugged into the earth, your palms are grounded, but you'll start to use your centre a little bit more to feel balanced. Switch your centre on and the awareness there. And then we'll lower the knees down to the ground and then just slide your hands away from you and let your head and your heart melt down. Your hips are up high, in line with your knees, and your knees are on the floor now. Okay, and then we'll slide the elbows in, rest the palms on the floor, lift the knees up off the floor and see if you could walk your feet in a little bit closer in towards you. So you'll start to feel not only the centre warming, but your shoulders warming up too. If you can release the head just side to side maybe. Oh, yesing and nodding yes. And then we'll lower the knees back down to the ground. Slide your hands in and hover your knees off the floor. You're just going to hold it there for 3, breathing nice and deep. 2, 1. And you're going to send the hips back towards the heels, slide the hands in. You're going to lift your hips up high and then see if you could rest the knees in towards the armpits or the upper arms and just start to lean forwards a little bit, and then you're going to rock back onto the feet. So you're going to come forwards and weight into your palms, nice and grounded, and then back into the heels. Do that one more time, forwards and then back. Okay, and then we'll lift the hips up. You let your head drop and just bring your hands underneath your feet. Let your head drop there. Let go of any tension in your neck, your jaw, your shoulders, your wrists. Really good. Hands release and you slowly start to roll all the way up to stand. Take your arms up above your head, right hand to the left wrist, and then lean to the right. And go back up to centre, switch hands and over to the left. And then all the way back up to centre, and we'll go back down to fold. Walk hands all the way forwards. Again, you're going to hover your knees off the floor first of all. Then knees down, slide your hands forward, lower your heart, your head down, keeping your hips in line with your knees. And then sliding the elbows in, so you're on your forearms now. You're going to lift your knees off the floor, lift your hips up the floor, walk your feet in a little bit closer. Okay, good. Bring your knees down. This time come up onto your palms, over your knees, and then lift your hips all the way up into downward dog. You can take your right leg up to the sky, open your hip, bend your knee, and then bring your knee all the way in towards your nose and hold it there for 3. See if you can push into your palms. 2 and 1. We're going to bring it to the outside of your right elbow and just see if you could hover there for a moment. And then bring it back to downward facing dog. A little wiggle side to side before we come into the left side. So you'll reach your left leg up, open the hip and the knee. And then hover that left knee outside of the left elbow. Just hovering it there for a moment if you can. And then stepping it all the way back into downward facing dog. And then we'll lower the knees down to the ground. Hips back to the heels. Child's pose, breathing in. Breathing out. Just staying there for a few breaths. And trying to balance that kind of fiery energy, dynamic energy with a bit of stillness too. Especially this time of year, we have a lot going on. So balancing that with some quiet. So that we can come back into that energy, feeling more rested and ready. So you're going to reach the arms all the way forward again, come onto your elbows, tuck your toes under, hover the knees up, and then lift the hips up, pressing into the forearms, the palms. Firing up the belly with your breath. Lowering your knees down, coming back up onto your palms. Hover the knees off the floor. And then lift your hips all the way up and back into downward dog again. And take your right leg up, open the hip, bend the knee. And then this time take it over towards your left elbow. See if you could hover it there, keep it there for a bit longer. And maybe reaching it out to the side without popping it down on the ground. And keeping your back heel off the floor if you can. Then you're coming all the way back up to the sky, opening the hip, bending the knee. And then as you exhale, you're going to step it through to the outside of your right hand. Just go forwards and backwards there. Forwards and back. And then stepping it all the way back, downward dog. Left leg up high, opening the hip, bending the knee there. And then bring it all the way over to your right elbow. Again, you can stay there or you can reach the foot out to the side. See if you can keep the foot off the floor and try and keep that back foot lifted as well, the back heel, not the whole of the back foot just yet. You're going to come all the way up, open the hip, bend the knee, and then take your foot back down, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Really good. You're going to walk your hands all the way back towards your feet and then bring your hands underneath your feet, let your head drop. Okay, take your hands down, lower your knees down, walk your palms forward, hips down. As you're bending your knees, hips down towards the heels. Lift your hips, lean forwards into that variation of Bakasana, so one foot off the floor if you can, just pressing into your palms and then going back. Otherwise, both feet can stay on the floor and you can rock forwards and backwards, just like we did at the beginning. If you feel ready to, you could start to lean all the way forwards and see if you could just point the toes back behind you, press into the fingertips, keep breathing. And then lowering back down when you're ready, bringing your palms together. Okay, we're going to walk the hands forward into downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. You're going to step the left foot outside of the left hand when you're ready. You're going to go forwards and backwards there. Forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. And we're going to stay there and just drop that back knee down, untuck the toes. Come down onto your right elbow, right forearm, turn to your left leg. And then back to centre, and we'll rest in centre there just for a couple of breaths. Come back up onto your palms, tuck your back toes, lift the knee and step back, downward dog. Take your right leg outside of your right hand and drop the left knee down onto the ground. Lower that left elbow down and the left palm points to the right leg. You're going to turn towards the right. And then we'll come back to centre. Just rest the head down onto the arms, or you could be up on your hands. And then we'll come back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up and step your right leg all the way back. Finding a plank shape, bring your knees down, chin and chest, and then slide all the way up and lower back down to the ground. And let's bring the hands outside of the mat, fingertips as you lift up, and exhale, lowering down. Last time, breathing in and breathing out. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders and send your hips back into child's pose. Find that stillness, quiet. And you can stay there for a little bit longer or slide your hands in, bring your palms together as you come up to sit. So again, you could move on to the next video now, or you could lay down and have a rest in Shavasana or stay in child's pose for as long as you can. Thank you for practicing with me. Have a lovely rest of your day.